Hello guys, it's Tired Andy on your screen. We'll be doing some building today. So yeah, when I said building, it's IKEA shelves. These little things. Cause you guys know that I have my Funko Pop figurine collection. And they take up a lot of my shelf over there. And shelves are supposed to be for books, which I have a lot of and I plan to get a lot more of. So we'll be building shelves to put over my bed to put my Funko Pop figurines, and this should be good because I already had to build this shoe. I forgot the name. Well, it's a thing to put my shoes in because I have a lot of shoes and not enough space to put them in. Yeah. But right now we're building the shelves for my Funko Pop figurines. They're gonna be up in my bed and it's going to be fun, I promise. If I can get this shit open, I have to put like 4 of these little guys. These things here. And I have to use an electric screwdriver. I think it's an electric screwdriver. I'm not... English is not my first language. I'm sorry. But yeah, I need to put them here and then use this thing, and I almost... An accident could have happened there. I have to use this thing to screw this in. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared of hurting myself with this. First one is done. This is going to be excruciating for me, and I hope entertaining for you. It's not going, oh frick. If my suffering isn't entertaining for you, then I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because that's what most YouTubers do, right? That's what most YouTubers do. Their suffering is our entertainment, and it's the greatest thing ever. It's just perfect. I should think of like stories to tell when I'm doing this, because otherwise it'll just be, I don't know, silent most of the time and boring, because I can't like figure out what to say for I don't know how long this video is going to be. So let me come up with that. Okay, so I have one. It's about like me going to my new school, like for the first time here in Portugal. Because if you guys don't know, I'm not a very social person. I don't socialize a lot. It's just not my thing, you know. And I'm an anxious person. Like I'm a freaking I'm one of the most anxious persons. I think I mean persons can be fine, but one of the most anxious people I have ever met. That's me and my friend Victor from Brazil. Oh fuck. And my friend Isabella, also from Brazil. But which I'm going to make a video with her soon. Not soon actually, because we'll either be seeing each other in September or December. So that's gonna take a while. But yeah, my first day at my school here. So I'm not sociable. I don't talk to people that easily. So my first day, I just went inside our classroom and I sat at the very back because I like sitting at the back. And I kid you not, this scene felt like something out of a movie. Why does this keep falling? I'm sorry. Stay, please, stay. The scene felt like something out of a movie because I think there's something wrong here. There's definitely something wrong here. This thing, no, there. What? Okay. I was using the wrong piece. Yeah. So I was sitting at the back, and I was just sitting, like I wasn't doing anything. But then two girls came up to me and introduced themselves, and that's fine, like friendly. I'm actually friends with one of them now. She's really nice. But here's the thing. After they came, a swarm of other people came. So it's like, imagine me sitting in the corner, and then like some 12 people surrounding me just to introduce themselves. I kid you not, that's what happened, because I remember that I felt so startled, and I didn't remember like anyone's name aside from the first girl that came to talk to me and the last boy that came to talk to me. Those were literally the only two names that I managed to remember, because I'm an awful person with an awful memory. I'm not an awful person, I just have really awful memory. So yeah, that was my first day. And then later on the day, like not too much later on, like after 1 hour and a half, because that's the period that lasts like for our first class, which that day was history. After that, there was another boy that came to talk to me during break, and he was very nice. We play Overwatch together still, sometimes. He introduced me to multiple of his friends. So for the first couple of days, I wasn't completely alone. You see, that's great, because I don't know how to make friendships. I don't know how I made half my friends back in Brazil. It was probably sheer dumb luck. And mostly they started talking to me instead of me started talking to them. So, you know, I'm really not a social creature. I'm not. The last Sunday we had like a barbecue here, and I just wanted to spend most of my time with my friend in my room, because the house was full of adults I did not know. I mean, I do know them because they're my mom's friends. I knew two, actually. The rest, which was one, I did not know. And this thing doesn't fit. I'm awful at building stuff, but I told my parents that I wanted to build it, so I'm building it. And I hate how shit doesn't fit in. It's come on! What is the deal? What is happening? Continuing. On Sunday, I just spend most of my time here in my room with my friend. And we talked a lot about this thing is crooked, I think. I talked to her about a lot of stuff, especially my friends in Brazil, because I love my friends. Seriously though, I adore my friends with all my heart, and I would die for them in a heartbeat. So that's something done. I did something and I told a story. Let's see if I can figure out how to add more time. So I found out that I'm not a great person to come up with stories to tell, even from like my own life. Because I don't think anything is interesting enough, I guess. But I did think of another one. It's not a long story, but it's just a while ago I went to Finland with my mom, and she told me like, you can go home alone because I have to stay here, because she had like she had to teach at a university there, and I couldn't stay because I had classes at school, so you know. So I had to take the airplane from Finland to Portugal alone. And I'm 18. I was 18 back then. Back then, not loud. Wow, that sounded so like, I don't know, it just sounded weird and not like me. It just sounded like I had a weird accent or something. But yeah, I went with my mom to Finland, and she said that I had to take the airplane back here alone, which if you didn't guess already, I didn't want to do, because going on an airplane flight, it was like 4 hours, I think, alone. When you're 18 and is an extremely anxious person, it's not very nice, you know? But nothing happened. I just had like a minor inconvenience when I got to Portugal, because I'd had to take an Uber back home, but I couldn't find the parking lot where the Ubers all picked up patients and left clients, where they picked up and left off clients. So I just roamed the airport for a little bit before actually calling the Uber. And then I got home. I was alone for a little while before my dad came back. So that was something, you know? And my dad was talking about me doing the same thing, but instead of Finland, the party point would be Brazil. So that's that's a longer flight. Really longer flight. It's like 11-12 hours. And if you don't know something about Europe, when you travel between European countries, you usually don't have to go through customs because of the agreement between all countries or whatever, the United Nations. But Brazil is not part of Europe and not part of the United Nations, so I'd have to go through customs. And you know, that's a thing, because going through customs is scary. I'd have to do a bunch of shit that I could easily just forget to do. So that's something. I mean, he hasn't talked about doing this in a while, like in a long while. So I'm not sure. He's just gonna be suggesting that nervous as fuck back in Brazil. Cause like I have a limited amount of time to be there and like to see all my friends and family. And if last year is anything to go by, it'll be horrible. Like, of course, I was glad that I was able to see all my friends and family again. But I also had to keep going from place to place, and just I couldn't stop, and I didn't sleep for more than 2 days at one place once because like I went to my cousin's house, and then I went to my friend's house, and then I went back to my grandma's house, and then I had to go to another friend's house, and then I get back to my aunt's house, and it's just like going back and forth, and being so sad that I had to leave everyone at that point, and I knew that I wasn't going to see them again until, well, December. And it's just bad. Of course I'm glad to see them, of course I'm happy to see them, but the limited time is not great. I'm gonna break my dad's thing, and I shouldn't break my dad's thing. It's just, I might be a little bit pissed that I was taken from one country to another like that. Just a little bit. But I also understand that I get like way better education here, and I'm also a lot safer here, so I think that's a good trade-off. Maybe. I'm not sure. And if this thing would just get down there, thank you. Like the instructions said that you need a hammer, like a small hammer. And of course, I didn't. I'm not using that. I'm using my dad's freaking thing. So one is done. I have 2 here. That's good. There's 2, and there's these things that I don't have to use. I think. Yeah, I don't need to use these. So let's start building the other one, because there's a second one. Yes, everything is over here, and I need to come up with more stories, I guess. I can't tell you about the time that I went to my friend's graduation back in Brazil. Because here's the thing, I'm still in high school. I'm 18 and I am still in high school. Which is fine, it's just that I failed my second year of high school. No, my 3rd year of high school to those Americans. It's like the 2nd year. So that's junior year. I failed my junior year back in Brazil, and for those who don't know, in Brazil we start school in February, not September. And I think a lot of other countries do too, like starting in February instead of September. But Brazil is one of them, and I like to make that clear. And I came to Portugal in the beginning of 2018, which means that school was in the middle, and I wasn't going to join classes in the middle, so I had to wait till September to get into a class. So I'm behind, like I'm really behind. I'm almost 2 years behind my friends. They are already in college. They're doing their thing. They're being great. Except for Riza, she also was held back a little bit, but she's gonna do great. So I went to their graduation from our old school last year in December, And like it was at a hotel that I'd never been to, and it was just a funny thing because I went to the room they were holding the ceremony at, and I just sat at the back, like the room was already filled. I was late, so I sat at the back, and I sat with strangers because I didn't know where my friends were. Then later, Isa sends me a message like, come back to the third row, go to the third row. Luana saved us a seat. Luana is our mutual friend. So I went. Well, I went after a little bit of hesitation. Like I was talking to my friend on the phone, through message, and I just remembered because like there was a middle, like the middle of the room was free for people to just walk to the stage. And that was the only way that I was going to get through the third row, to get to the third row, because otherwise I'd have to go through the back and at the sides, but the sides didn't leave me much room to, you know, navigate through. So I'd had to go to the middle, and I kid you not, my legs just like, nope, we're not doing it, we're not going. So I told my I told my parents, no. I sent a message to Isa, and I was like, how legs work? How do legs work? Because I was so anxious, like I didn't want to go through the middle. But then people started like sitting up. They were clapping. So I took that opportunity to just pass right through there. And I sat with my friends, and I think Isa cried a little bit. And I held her for like a good 2 minutes, because at that point we hadn't seen each other yet. And it just, I was trying so hard not to cry because I was seeing all of my friends again, and I miss them. I really do. And that graduation was a funny little thing, because the teachers were up there talking about the students, and I wasn't a student there anymore, like for a whole year. And of course they weren't going to mention me, I wasn't expecting them to. But then later we were talking, like once the ceremony was over and everyone was just eating and talking, I went to talk to my sociology teacher, my old sociology teacher. And he was like, oh, if I had seen you, I would have said things about you, and now I'm forever anxious over what he'd say about me. He's a nice guy, so I think he would be saying nice things, but still anxious. I'm an anxious person, I told you guys. Also, in that same party, my friend, she wanted to drink the champagne that they were handing out. And I was like, you can't, because she had told me that alcohol doesn't do well with the med that she takes. And I was like, you're not drinking alcohol. But she was like, but I want to. And I was like, nope, you're not drinking. But then she was like, if you get me a cake, because there was cake at the party. If you get me a cake, I won't drink. So I kid you not, I spent the next like 5 minutes just looking for the dang cake so she wouldn't drink. And I found, and it was hard to find the damn cake because like I saw a lot of people eating it, but I wasn't going to take it from them. I had to find the waiter who was serving the cakes, and the guy was a hard person to find. I did eventually, so my friend, well, she didn't keep her word. She drank, and I was a little pissed, but that's fine. She's okay, so that's fine. And as far as that party goes, I think that's really all that's all the interesting parts. I mean, I saw a lot of people from my old school. I wasn't too thrilled about that because I didn't like a lot of them, and I had like weird relationships with some of them. For example, I had a friend, it's not a friend, she was a friend of mine for 2 years that I was at that school, but then she just she dumped me. That's the only word that I can think of, because at some point she just stopped talking to me, and I was like, why? What's going on? We had gone to different classes, different teachers. So she just stopped talking to me. She never contacted me again, and I was like, why? What's going on? And she was like, we're just too different. We don't have a lot in common. So she just stopped. I mean, fine. It's been a while. Like it's been it's been a hot minute. So I don't care much for that, but still, like, seeing people like that, it's not usually something you'd like to do when you're trying to celebrate your actual friends' graduation. She didn't acknowledge me either, so it's fine. No one, like, aside from our teachers, our old teachers, and my friends acknowledged me, actually. Actually, one person did, but she wasn't in our class. She hadn't been in our class. And she just came to talk to me because I had books to sell to sell to her. That was my experience. And then there were the parents, like my friends' parents, but they're not like people from our school, so I'm not counting them. So yeah, that happened. I don't have any graduation parties to go to this year, so that's good. But like at some point they'll have graduations from like their universities, and I'm pretty sure they'll want me to go. And I will have to suffer because I love my friends and I want to celebrate them. And if I have to suffer a little bit because of it, that will do. Will do. Done. I'm gonna break these things. I'm gonna so break these things. Because I'm not doing this right, I think. I mean, I built one. It's here. You guys saw it. It's done. But I feel like I might break these things. And that's not a fun thing to do with your parents' money. Break the things that they buy for you. But I just don't know how else to put these bitches down. I'm calling screws bitches. That's the level that I stooped into. Calling screws bitches. Because I have nothing else to do. Then call screws bitches. So here it is. I have 3 of them already now. So that's 1. Here. That's 2. And that's 3. I didn't build the 3rd one. It was already built. I think my dad built it. So I'm done. So this was an experience. I'm pretty sure I won't be a storytime YouTuber. That's for sure. I learned that about myself today. Won't be a storytime YouTuber. And you can see there's a lot of things there that I didn't showcase in my room tour video. It's because my room is not ready yet, and I won't showcase much until it's ready. And this is part of making it ready. It's bound to take a while. It's bound to take a while. So, see you guys at some point again. Bye. Love you all. Thanks for watching.